So you said that it's Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam's own claim. He never gave any Quran or Hadith. This is not true.
I quoted to you, and let me quote you if you want. I can quote you verbatim.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Mirza Ghulam said that Allah has informed him through Khas Ilham, special revelation, that Isa has died. This was the beginning point. Does you know this? Before 1891, he was having the same belief as the rest of the Ummah. And when he was writing the Burahine Ahmadiyya, part 1, 2, 3, and 4, he was already receiving, he was a muhaddas at that time, he was receiving the revelation according to his claim. After that, he wrote Burahine Ahmadiyya, right? So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, when he changed his position, the starting point of changing the position was Khas Ilham, not the Quran. This Quran was already there.
Okay, so I'll just correct you on this, Brother Muhammad. In the same passage, if you're quoting the same passage as me, Hazrat Ahmad alayhi salam writes that I was given revelation from Allah the Almighty that Hazrat Isa alayhi salam has died. And when I saw that that revelation is being supported by Quran and Hadith, then I understood that this is from Allah the Almighty. So we have to be clear. He did not say Allah told me Isa alayhi salam died and I started believing in this. He said, I got the revelation, then I checked what Allah says in the Quran and it was in line with my wahi. Then I realized that Isa alayhi salam has died and will never return. So you
Can I
mentioned,
respond to this one? Let's
I'll
point
just
to point.
quickly answer everything that you've
Okay,
said.
okay, but I want to respond to this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can write this down. Then you said in 1300 years, no one challenged this belief. But what you're really saying is no one challenged these 5 points. Am I correct? These 5 points you mentioned.
These 5 points, they make up your belief, and
Yeah.
this belief was never existed.
Yeah, so this is the point that he said. Imtiaz Bhai is saying that these 5 things, no Muslim scholar came with this belief, and this is our point, that Imam Mahdi, when he comes, he's not going to just come and be like, this scholar said this scholar said this scholar said this. I have no authority to correct anyone. I can only say that which is in the books already. Allow me to finish everything. We differ on the concept of Imam Mahdi, so maybe we should start there. Will he physically come? Will he kill people? Or will he call to Islam with peace? This is the topic. Then maybe we should discuss this as well. This is the first point. Then Imtiaz Bhai said no one challenged the second coming.
I did not say anything about second coming.
No, you did. You said show one
He
scholar.
did not.
Maybe it was Adnan Bhai. One of you said
No.
writing word for word. They can go back and write it in the.
Brother, the topic is death of Islam. That's it.
Okay, so Imtiaz Bhai, let me say what you said, then you can say you didn't say it. No Muslim scholar came with new beliefs of Jesus Christ. Show one scholar who challenged the second coming of Isa alayhi salam. Our scholarship is unanimous. You didn't say this, Imtiaz Bhai?
No, so what was said is that
I was hearing
provide-
something then.
it said what was said, and this is what
You're having revelation
this is
right
what-
now, Razi.
Yeah, so this is what Adnan Bhai
I
said.
think
He said,
Imtiaz Bhai.
so Adnan Bhai said, provide a single scholar which said that Isa alayhi salam died at the age of 120, and Adnan could
And in Kashmir, yes.
that is the point. I've let the conversation flow for quite a while, right? Even though we've diverted to a side point. However, I'm going back on my notes from the discussion, and the primary, and because I said to you that we'll be fair to you in going point by point, I wanted to be fair to you, and I said to you the point that was meant to be addressed was Isa alayhi salam put on the cross. This is on my notes. This is what Muhammad Imtiaz by. And then I've allowed the conversation to flow, going from side point to side point, and then and now you are addressing the combination of these side points. I don't think this is fruitful. I'm going to give you 1 minute to address everything, and then I'm going to give you 2 minutes to address that point, that single point, so that we don't bounce about from points to points and then it gets all mixed up. So you have a minute.
So before I start my minute, Imtiaz Bhai, is there any prominent scholar in the Muslim Ummah who said, number one, Isa alayhi salam died, and number two, that the Messiah to come will be in another body? I just want to know your view on this.
It's not about, this is not me jumping in for the sake of jumping in, all right? It's because I've already been clear to you that I'm going to allow you to address all the points that have already been raised. However, I'm limiting your time so that it can be addressed quickly, concisely, and then we can return back to the point. So this is not time for you to question. This is not time for you to say, oh, before you start my time, I'm going to ask 3 or 4 different questions.
Clarifying. What's wrong with getting a clarification?
That's not a clarification.
How is it not?
You're asking something else. This is not part of the points. I'm writing everything down. This is not part of the points that was already
I will clarify in my turn, no problem. Okay, I'll clarify to you.
Anyhow, there are ulama. This is why I was asking, because this should be made clear. Then there are many ulama who disagreed with your belief of the second coming as well, including modern day ulama. And now here is where Imtiaz Bhai's points come in. He says, show us one scholar who said all these 5 points. We never made this claim that a scholar said these 5 points. We've never made this claim. Our belief is that Hazrat Isa, according to the Quran, Hadith, and Sahaba, has died. He will never return. These details, Hazrat Ahmad showed them. We believe the Messiah Mahdi wasn't going to be a follower of the past ulama in the sense that he only brings what they brought. He would bring some things which are, these are furu'i things. They're not contradicting Quran or a hadith, but Allah opened up things to him. This is the first point. Second thing is, Adnan Bhai said, I have a word for word here as well. No scholar ever said in their writings that Jesus died at 120. He has to understand that the question he should ask, is this in the narrations or not? If it's in the narrations and we can prove that the narrators are authentic and it's in line with Quran and a hadith, that is our point. And I don't know why Yemeni is laughing, because I quoted this hadith on him and he wasn't able to answer. Anyhow, if you have a guest, you should let him give his view instead of laughing at him when he's speaking, like me and Adnan Bhai had that respect for discussion. Last point quickly is that we claim that the asal is that Isa died, he will never return. These other points, like was he put on cross or not, Brother Muhammad Imtiaz said, name one prominent scholar who believed Isa was put on the cross. Brother Muhammad Imtiaz, you will differ with who's a prominent scholar. I can quote a scholar right now, but he's a Deobandi, then you'll say he's not prominent to me, right? So this discussion is never ending of ulama, whatnot. Even if Isa wasn't put on the cross, it doesn't mean he's alive in the skies. This is the point we make. These things are secondary. Once you accept the Quran, then we can bring you to accept the ulama. If we don't even agree on the Quran yet, we're jumping different topics. We have to stick to the asl. The furu'i matters. Ulama is saying we shouldn't even debate them.
What do you call it?
First of all,
now Razi, now you can, can you now address the question that was Jesus put on the cross? This was the question you need to address.
Yeah.
So inshallah,
Yemeni, go ahead, please.
Yeah, no problem. Obviously, I said to you, I'll give you 1 minute to address everything. You took 3 minutes, right? So I want you to, inshallah, appreciate that. Muhammad Imtiaz clarified already what you are meant to address, so I'll give you the time for that. But before that, I'll let Adnan come in quickly, inshallah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you. I've been listening patiently. Look, guys, the point is very, very important here. Our Qadiani brothers and sisters in humanity have been saying for a very long time, you don't want to discuss Aqidah, you run away from Aqidah. They've been posting memes of me running like a marathon or running like a sprint, okay, on Twitter and elsewhere, that we run. You guys run Adnan, the runner, Adnan, the whatever. Okay, now that we are discussing this Aqidah, it seems that our brothers and sisters, in particular Razi, is not addressing the points. Okay, crucifixion of Isa alayhi salam is Aqidah for you. This is a belief you have. This is a belief. This is Aqidah. Now that we come down to discussing Aqidah, and we gave our reasons why we weren't discussing Aqidah before, because the character of Mirza is more important. Before we discuss the Aqidah of someone, we need to know if the person is worthy of a discussion. That's the point we've been making for the last 2-3 months, right? I think more than 2 months now, that Mirza simply doesn't stand the test of scrutiny. Now, because you guys insist, it's so important for you to discuss Aqidah, out of our courtesy for you, we have come forward and let's talk about your Aqidah. You have this belief that Isa alayhi salam was put on the cross. Okay, it is directly against the Quran. Okay, you always say, give us the muhkam, give us the muhkam, give us the muhkam from the Quran. The Quran is so muhkam on this that no scholar in the entire history of Quran ever mentioned anything about it other than the fact that he was not crucified, because the Quran is so categorical. وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ. He was not killed, he was not crucified.
Okay, perfect. I understand the question now.
Yeah, Mirza thinks he was crucified. He was put on the cross. This is why it's your Aqidah, and now we want to discuss your Aqidah.
Now I get directly.
First Imtiaz, and then you will come to you. Imtiaz will come to you.
I think Razi, maybe if you want to address the topic of Jesus or Isa al-Islam being put on the cross, please go ahead and keep in mind, I have already clarified right in the beginning. I did not say that you believe that he died on the cross. Okay, I clearly said you believe that he was put on the cross, he was injured, he got fainted, he was taken down, etc.